Prediction for you. Texas will have not the second best defense in college football, not the best defense in the SEC. They're going to have the best defense in the entire country here in 2025. Go ahead and book that one. Now, this is, I think, a storyline that's flying under the radar just a touch because you got a quarterback who's about to start game one for you with the last name Manning. So we're all talking about what Arch could be. Hey, is he anything like his uncles? Does he have his dad's speed in his uncle's arm? We'll see what happens there. We think Arch is going to be pretty darn good, but very quietly, Texas returns 61% production from a defense last year that led up about 2 touchdowns a game. If you're going by what last year was, Texas was third in America when it came to points allowed per game. And so, yes, you bring back some talent. We'll talk about that more here in just a matter of moments. But I love just as much the talent side for Texas on defense as the leadership side. Because Michael Taft, we all saw the visual of him in the locker room when they were leaving the Cotton Bowl, and he's distraught, he's upset, and all the Texas fans are like, man, it's probably the last game we saw from 16, right? Wrong. He's back. Leader for your defense. Anthony Hill got another year in the system. Trey Moore, first year last year for him at Texas, I believe, from UTSA. He's back for another year, coming off the edge, making plays for you. So you have the dudes on that side of the ball that can continue to keep the standard where it was last year that I love for that defense. What I just said, the talent, dude. You got a young Colin Simmons, who I think most people in the state of Texas feel like he is maybe getting not as much shine as he deserves relative to what some other freshmen did last year, a la Jeremiah Smith. Colin Simmons was the freshman of the year in college football last year, per the Sean Alexander Award. Like Colin Simmons getting yet another year to get bigger, faster, stronger, more savvy, work the swim move a little bit, work some of the pass rush moves a little bit. He's going to be better. And so I love the talent. I love the leadership, all those things. Give Steve Sarkisian all his flowers because he understood the assignment when they got to the SEC. We've told you about the recruiting class rankings for them a couple of years in a row now, 3 top 10 classes of the last 3 years. Game Blouses will take that. But in each of those 3 classes of the last 3 years, Steve Sarkisian has landed a 5-star caliber player at either linebacker or defensive line in each of those classes. What wins in the SEC? Monsters in that front 7. And once again, Texas looks to have that here going into 2025. So another reason why I feel this way is when you look at the way that Texas plays ball, Steve Sarkisian, he's an offensive coach. He's a quarterback at heart. But you go watch these Texas teams the last couple of years, Steve Sarkisian wants to choke you out. Like full UFC fight night style. He wants to make you say uncle with what they do on the line of scrimmage. And we can attest to this firsthand. We were there in Tuscaloosa a couple of years ago when Steve Sarkisian and Texas, they slayed Alabama. They slayed the Nick Saban-led Crimson Tide at their place. And at the end of that game, with the entire Texas faithful, before they were even in the SEC, chanting SEC, ironically at the Crimson Tide fans, they were driving down the field, continuing to run the football down their throat before taking a knee. Like it's an attitude thing for how Texas has developed themselves. So Steve Sarkisian, to my point here, they're not going to put that defense in a lot of bad situations. He knows he's got a first-year starting quarterback in Arch Manning. He's not going to throw him to the wolves and open up the entire playbook right away, even though I think with Arch Manning having some time in the system, you're more equipped to do that. It's not going to be a lot of, from what I can gather here, short fields for this Texas defense to defend. So that plays into the prediction here of I think they'll be the best defense, statistically speaking, in college football next year. So what does this actually mean for Texas if you're a Texas fan? JD, that's great. Best defense in college football. We're excited about that. What does it mean, though, for like the hardware we want to win here in 2025? It means that you don't have to throw Arch Manning into video game mode from the jump. Now, the Ohio State game is kind of the caveat there. You'd like to get some good stuff from Arch Manning, but it allows him the time to grow when the defense is allowing less than 2 touchdowns a game. It allows him a little bit of runway to say, hey, Arch, maybe we just need to throw the football here like 20 times in these first few games. Now, as it progresses, though, you need more from Arch Manning to go win a national championship, and we've said that. But if your defense gives your quarterback a chance to figure it out early on in his career as a starting quarterback, awesome. We'll take that every single time because it's not a matter of, based on the skill set, if it's a matter of when the light bulb goes all the way on for Arch Manning. Now, if that's game 1, cool. We'll roll with it and we'll go score a lot of points and have a great defense and probably be a team that hoists the national championship trophy at the end of this season. But if not, Awesome. Give him time. Nobody's questioning the physical acumen of a one Arch Manning. It's all a matter of how long does it take for him to all the way get dialed into being a starting quarterback in the SEC and big-time college football when we get to the college football playoff. So, yes, it gives Arch Manning time to grow, but we've said this multiple times. Arch Manning could be mid for the better part of the entire season, and Texas will still be in contention to win the SEC. That's the luxury you have here when you've recruited, how you've placed an emphasis on the trenches in that front seven. Texas will have the number one defense in college football next year. Feel pretty good about calling our shot there with the leadership, with the talent, with how Sark's built the depth there, all that. I'm very, very excited to see that here in 2025 because they're going to have a squad yet again out there in Austin on the defensive side of the football. And I'll say one more thing here too. How about Steve Sarkisian, the way he's flipped the entire narrative around Texas football? It used to be Texas kind of soft, bad culture. I mean, yeah, maybe you can go there and have success if you're a skill player, if you play your cards right, but like defensively, especially up front defensively, like no. Now that narrative has flipped. Texas is a destination if you want to go play on Sundays and have a good college career with what they do up front on that defense. So Texas, again, they will have the number one defense in college football.